Hello, good evening, everyone. Merry Christmas to all of you who are celebrating, who are observing this holiday. The Chinese BYD electric vehicle has made it to the Eastern African country, to Ethiopia. So far, this Chinese leading electric vehicle right now in the world, and even to the extent to in some countries beating Tesla, is so far in Africa in 13 countries. Yes, it has been on roads in 13 African countries. So Ethiopia is the latest. So it was the agent was Moenko. Moenko is an agent, a car agent for Toyota cars in Ethiopia now. So it's also partnering with BYD and bringing new vehicles of BYD electric vehicles. And also it has launched a center where these cars can be maintained, meaning an after service. This is good because then there's another car in the competition, and that will make it, in terms of market, a better one. I really, what I wish in Africa is when such things happen, that there is a manufacturing company or assembling or whatever, not just to bring a ready-made car. And I think that has to do also with the governments. I know that they do encourage local people to participate in manufacturing, or even just the foreign investors. But it's also important when they come as an investor, these foreign investors, not to bring ready-made products, but also to force them in a way that we can give you the investment only if you can bring manufacturing, the know-how, the technology to our people. Yeah, I understand not everything. I mean, that's a competition, but at least a certain, level of manufacturing or assembling should have happened in Ethiopia. Well, in any case, so let me just go ahead and see what they say during their launch in Ethiopia. So it came with 5 models. Those are the starts, hopefully. So it will get more. It entered Ethiopia, expanding its presence into the East African market. Now, the Chinese new energy vehicle NEV maker announced its official entry to the local market on December 21 with Ethiopian distributor Moenko, a subsidiary of the Incap Group, at a brand launch event in the country's capital, Addis Ababa. So NEV, the new maker, BYD is the product, one of the models. Now, BYD rolled out 5 battery electric vehicles, BEV models in Ethiopia, including the compact hatchback Seagull and the Tang SUV sport utility vehicle. So these are still covered. We cannot see the picture, unfortunately. Yeah, so the company opened its after-sales service center and showroom in Kaliti, which is still in the capital of the country, to provide local customers with car purchase and after-sales service. The entry into Ethiopian market marks an important step in BYD's development in the East African region, said the director of BYD Africa. His name is Rami Yao. Now, up to now, BYD has entered 13 countries and regions in Africa, according to the company. BYD sold so far 506,804 NEVs in November, which is a 67.8% increase year on year, and 0.83% even increased from October to November. So this is according to the data of BYD released on 1st of December. So yeah, they are doing good. In November, BYD sold 30,977 NEVs in overseas markets, up to, which is 1.14% increase. So yeah, the data shows they have been beating, and not only actually in general sales. I mean, here at Connect Africa, we have been bringing you the battle that's going on with EV cars between China and the West, China versus the US, China versus Europe. So actually, because it was so much wanted and the Americans were buying this car, the United States has added 100% additional tariff on Chinese EV cars, like electric vehicles. So that has kind of challenged and that has backfired on the United States and the European Union, which is usually a backyard of the United States, has also followed the footsteps of the United States and increased additional 45% additional tariff on the Chinese EV. So when they say it's not because it's beating their market, of course, I tell you something else. For example, the United States was saying that it has a chip. The Chinese EVs have chips that is installed, which are, used as a spy, things like that. And the European Union also said, no, the Chinese are not transferring their know-how or something. So that was why. But it was beating Tesla in the United States. In European Union, the Chinese EVs were beating also car makers like Mercedes, like the other one, Volkswagen. And to the extent in its history, Volkswagen announced that it's going to close some of its factories in Europe and in Germany. So they came to the European Union, and I reported all this in a series. So to the European Union and said, this will backfire on us. So you have to revise your policy. So at the end, I don't know, but the latest that I have reported here, it was, they say they want a technology transfer in exchange. I don't know if European Union car makers are also transferring their technology to China, but if it's something that's reciprocated, then well, but that was where they're standing. It's a big war, okay? Just like US is battling China for its market search in Africa and doing all those proxy wars, they are also battling on the ground, from where they are when it comes to EVs. So it's really quite a serious one, and it just gets more and more sophisticated in terms of technology. The Chinese ones, it's a big tech war going on between China and the West. And China is also, by the way, taking over Russia when Volkswagen and Mercedes-Benz and other European car makers closed their cars following the Ukraine-Russia war in Russia. Then it was the Chinese car who stepped in and saved the market. And ever since, it's in hundreds of thousands, the sale has grown. So they are taking over now. Boom, they are in Africa. And if they're coming with a better technology, better price, why not? People will start to buy that. So not only now for those minerals and others scramble for minerals, now soon on your doorstep in Africa, you will see US versus China or Europe versus China battling for these electric vehicle cars. Everybody's on scramble for Africa's mineral to make their technology, like electric vehicles, smartphones, and others, this lithium from DRC, Zambia, the cobalt also. Now they will be on your doorstep. So it's up to the heads of the government, to protect that. And the Chinese they also mine their own lithium from Africa to make that battery for their EVs. It's not, they don't even buy any battery that is mined by a non-Chinese mining company. That much they are so chained. So meanwhile, we are sitting on our minerals and letting it all go. We don't even ask when they come and invest. You have to bring your technology here. You have to set up your manufacturing company. We don't make all those issues. We just let it go. We just let it go, just like the Lobito corridor of the US has built from DRC to Zambia to Angola, and now trying to connect it back to Tanzania. All this for scramble for Africa's mineral, and we are just sitting on it and saying bye bye, and letting it go. We don't have those heads of states who can sit across the table, across those governments, to tell, if you don't bring any value added to my own mineral here, and if it doesn't benefit my people, then I wouldn't allow you to mine. Tell me one government who says that, except those Sahel leaders, which is Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, who are fighting. They are still on the fight, but at least they have dared to say, to increase the share that the government stake in it, this and that. But the rest, that's it. Yeah. So hopefully the Ethiopian government will wake up and say that, will ask Chinese to set up a manufacturing company in Ethiopia. They have to add value, not only market. Yes, they might not take the mining, the mineral from Ethiopia, this lithium or cobalt, but we are contributing for the market. So you bring your market, then bring another value with it, not just to sell your products. You see? That's the mentality of our governments should be. Anyways, fam, thank you very much for tuning in. Let us know in the comment section, what do you think of all this tech war and scramble for Africa, another form of it, and it's just happening under our nose. Yeah, share your thoughts. And we can take it for further discussion. Give it a like if you find this video informative enough to you. Share the video also with others, and subscribe if you haven't done that so far. Hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified. Support us through our PayPal account and Buy Me Coffee. You can find that in the description section. Thanks again, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.